Hey guys, this is BiXX. Welcome to another version of Mentoring Monday. Today's topic we're going to call horizontal thinking. Today I want to switch gears because I had recently listened to one of the most powerful podcast series that I've ever heard in my life. The podcast is called The Vertical Mindset by Eitan Sharar. So during the next two Mentoring Mondays, I'm going to talk about what is a horizontal mindset and what is a vertical mindset. Today I'll talk about the horizontal mindset. So please keep in mind that a horizontal mindset and a vertical mindset are just points of reference. This way, we don't call it a good mindset or a bad mindset. We categorize two somewhat opposite mindsets into horizontal and vertical. So about roughly 85 to 93% of the population has a tendency to view life from a horizontal mindset. The mindset is an outlook on something. So just like when we look at a glass of water and some people call it half empty and other people call it half full, the water level is the same, but the mindset is different. Keep in mind, we all have horizontal mindset qualities, but just to different degrees. So this basically means that 85 to 93% of the population, their main reason for getting out of bed in the morning is based on survival. It doesn't mean the survival that we're looking for food or shelter. It's more of a coping nature. How do I cope with all the things that I have to deal with today? How do I cope with all the demands that life puts on me? Relationship issues, money issues, stress issues, health issues. How do I cope with all this stuff? And am I stressed about it? And do I feel insecure about it? There are two key driving motivators that drive most of our behaviors, most of the decisions, and inform most of our belief systems. Fear is a very powerful driver. For people doing certain things they don't want to do and to not do certain things that they do want to do. Fear causes us to do many things we may regret, and fear causes us not to do certain things like living our dreams due to fear of failure. The second driver or motivator is greed. The way greed is defined in this example is the constant desire for more and more and more, even though you may have enough. But the belief is, I don't have enough. As long as I have the belief I don't have enough, I'll constantly seek, search, and crave for more. Whether it's more money, more things, more stuff, it doesn't really matter. The underlying belief is I don't have enough. So when I was running my company, I suffered from how much is enough? More profits, more products, more revenue, more growth, more success, more this, more that. How much is enough? A third driving what I call a half motivator is the desire for power. This does not affect everyone, so I call it a half motivator. Not all people have this motivator. This is not power with people, it's power and control over people. It often creates tyrants, dictators, autocrats, and control freaks. We also find in horizontal thinkers is that something is always missing in their life. It's from a belief that I'm not good enough, I'm not adequate. As long as we have this unconscious belief system, we work very hard to counter these feelings. We constantly defend ourselves. Do you know any defensive people? Overly sensitive people to constructive feedback? Yeah, I know a few of those. I've been one of them. What we also find when people think horizontal is there's a sense that something is always missing and right now is not good enough. So if right now is not enough, what the mind does is to wait for the next moment and hope that it will bring me something that I want. We find they are constantly waiting. On Monday, they wait for Friday. Then Saturday, they wait for the next thing, the next car, the next vacation, the next relationship. If I only had this or that. When I was 14, I wanted to be 16 so I could drive. Then when I was 16, I wanted to be 21 so I could drink and party. When I was 21, I wanted to be 25 so I could be more mature. Sound familiar? Haha, now I want to be more younger. We're not talking about looking forward to things. We're talking about craving for something that has not happened yet. This means we are putting the moment on hold until we get the things that will make us happy and fulfilled, which of course is not true. We also find that there's an attachment to the past and to the future. This means they often dwell on the good things or the bad things that happened in the past and worry what is going to happen in the future, often waiting for something better to happen in the future or thinking about the doom and gloom of the future. In other words, not living in the present. These things I just discussed constitute the horizontal mindset. Can you see how a person with this kind of mindset basically just survives and spends most of his or her time coping? Next week, I'm going to talk about the vertical mindset. This is a very different mindset from the horizontal mindset. When people are more vertical, they are more clear about why they get out of bed in the morning. They are clear as to why they have a certain job, and more clear about why are they with this person and not that person. They are very clear because consciously they have a real purpose in their life. Moving forward, growing, and creating, compared to just surviving and coping. So next week, I'll talk more about the vertical mindset. You'll gain much better understanding why you want to move towards this vertical mindset. And I'll also talk about in future episodes the 7 steps to success. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is BiXX signing off. And remember, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Cheers.